Hey guys, and welcome to another reading vlog. Today is Monday and I actually just got home from work. Our governor put a stay-at-home order on our state, so I will be working from home for the foreseeable future. I started the audiobook of Dark Matter, and I'm only about 45 minutes in, and this shit is like intense. I have already, my heart's already been pounding, and it's crazy. I had no idea what this was about. One of my boyfriend's friends recommended the book to me, and so when I saw it available at my library for an audiobook, I was like, yeah, why not? So I picked it up, and it's crazy. Like I said, I'm only 45 minutes in, and the guy's been kidnapped by some creepy stalker, and my heart's been pounding and all that. But I didn't get any further into A Sorcery of Thorns last night, but I did read Paper Girls, which is a comic book about who the fuck knows. That was so confusing, but it was really pretty. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Honestly, I couldn't tell you what it's about. It's about aliens and time travelers and weird stuff, and just it's paper girls that are trying to figure out what the hell is going on. People are disappearing, and there's time travelers and aliens and just weird stuff. I might continue it. It was just weird. It was a little confusing, but yeah, so I hope to finish A Sorcery of Thorns today. I only have about 200 pages left, and get further into Dark Matter. But right now I'm probably gonna go in, eat some lunch, because all I've had today is popcorn, and maybe do some cleaning, because cleaning really helps my anxieties. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So I'll check in with y'all later. Howdy. It is Tuesday and I am working from home the entire week. I didn't do really any reading yesterday, Monday, when I got home from work. I mostly just hung out with Chris and cleaned and played video games. I did listen to a little bit more of Dark Matter. I'm not much further into it. It's an interesting story. So basically, from what I've gathered thus far, and I could be completely wrong, but this guy who has a wife and a child, he secretly wishes that he had done his life differently, and he gets kidnapped and he gets injected with this drug, and when he wakes up, he's a different person, and the world knows him as someone else. The world knows him as this hotshot scientist, whereas in his old life he was a professor. And from what I'm gathering, that's what the story is this drug basically gives you a different life, and I'm not entirely sure how or how it's gonna go wrong, but it's pretty dang interesting. I am on page 277 of 489 of A Sorcery of Thorns, so I'm hoping to finish that today and then wrap up my March reading for the month. I'm really liking it. I know there's supposed to be a romance between Nathaniel and Elizabeth, and we're starting to get his backstory and all of that. But to be honest, I'm not really caring much about him. I really love Silas the demon, but Nathaniel, he's cute or whatever. He reminds me of Rook from her debut novel, An Enchantment of Ravens. But I'm just kind of wishing that we saw more of him. I'm 60% into the book and we don't really know much about him, which seems to be her shtick, Margaret Rogerson with her standalones. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep digging in. Hey guys. It is Wednesday, and yesterday I finished A Sorcery of Thorns. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was fantastic. It was everything I wanted from An Enchantment of Ravens, and it was so good. And then I picked up My Favorite Half Night Stand by Christina Lauren last night. I'm only a couple of pages in. I still am listening to the audiobook for Dark Matter. I'm hoping to get through something today. I would like to pick up Starless Sea. I say that every reading vlog, but I would like to pick that up and get back into that. I'm 80 pages in and I want to read it. I need to read it. I need to do it. I filmed and posted my March wrap up yesterday. I'm probably going to do my April TBR today, get that filmed and posted, and yeah, but I'm going to jump in that Christina Lauren book and I will let y'all know what I feel. It is Thursday morning. Yesterday was a very anxious day for me. I didn't really sleep much. I couldn't really quiet my mind. I didn't sleep much the night before. So I didn't actually do much reading. I got a little bit further into My Favorite Half Night Stand, which from what I'm gathering is like a friends to lovers situation. I didn't get any further into Dark Matter. I did read like a chapter of Starless Sea, so I'm on page like 120 or something like that, and I cleaned up, reorganized my bookshelves again. I cleaned up my gecko's tank, and I cleaned up my tortoise's tank, and I did some cleaning around the house, and yeah, so I didn't really do any reading, and right now I'm probably going to play video games because I stayed up all night playing. I stayed up until about 2:30 this morning, playing Animal Crossing. Got a bunch of crap done, which is good, but I didn't do any reading, and I don't really feel like doing any reading right now. But my audiobook for The Kiss Quotient came through on my Libby app, so I'm probably gonna let that play while I am playing video games, and then I might let the ferrets out to do their thing depending on what Gotham, my cat, is feeling, because she has to be like put in a separate room while they're out, and if she's not feeling that, then we'll have to wait till later, till Chris gets home, because she will go wherever Chris goes. So if he goes into his office where her cat tree is, then she'll be fine in there. But if he's not there and she doesn't want to be in there, then she throws a whole fit. But we shall see what happens. And yeah, I finished Kiss Quotient and it was so good. It was so good. It was so sweet and so tender and so good. I gave it 5 out of 5. I loved it. Our main character is an autistic female economist, and she basically feels like she doesn't know how to be in a relationship or be with anybody, and all of her prior relationships have just been very like self-serving on the guy's part. So she decides that she wants to hire an escort to teach her the ropes of sex. Her name is Stella, and she hires a male fashion-loving Vietnamese escort named Michael, and it is so sweet and tender, and oof, it's so good. And like the whole book is like her trying to learn how to be intimate with someone, and the whole time like Michael, like he never had like an inkling that she might be autistic, but he never questions like her behavior. He never asks her to explain anything. He's very tender, he's very sweet, and he just like lets her take it slow, and it's so cute. It's so cute and so important, and I'm so glad that I read it. 5 out of 5. Absolutely read it. Like, such good rep. I loved it so much. Oh my gosh, I loved it so much. Now I don't know what I'm gonna read because nothing seems as satisfactory. I do need to read Scythe, the first 100 pages. I started a book club with one of my friends from Twitter. I will link our Discord down in the description so you guys can join our book club server, and I will link all of their Instagram and Twitter so you can check them out. But we are doing the Scythe trilogy by Neal Shusterman, We are doing 100 pages a week. We'll meet every Sunday to talk about our feelings. So I need to knock that out before we're gonna start, it's gonna start this Monday, this coming Monday, and then we're gonna meet Sunday the 12th. So I guess maybe I'll wait until next week, but I'm kind of interested in it. Like, I kind of want to start it now, but yeah, I don't know what I want to start. That was so good. I'm still like so blown away by how cute and tender and sexy it was. Like, oh, it was so good. I was reading My Favorite Half Night Stand, which is by Christina Lauren. This is one of their more like fluffy romances, I guess. And it is about a friend group of 3 guys and a girl. It's either, yeah, 3 guys and a girl. And the girl is our main character. She hooks up with one of the guys from the friend group, Reed, who's like supposed to be her best friend. And they hook up or whatever, and then for one night, and then they all have like this event that they need to go to that's like black tie event, and they need to bring a +1. And so they all decide that they're gonna set up dating profiles. And I think Reed, our hero and female, I don't know our heroine's name. Millie? I want to say it's Millie. I think so. But I think they're gonna end up matching and like falling in love over the dating app, which could be cute. Not as cute as Kiss Quotient. Oh my god, I'm never gonna be able to shut up about that dang book. It was so good. Oh my gosh. Anyways, shh, stop. So I'm probably gonna read that because I'm like in a romance mood. So I'm probably gonna read that. I still do have the audiobook for Dark Matter, and like a million other things that I could pick up, but I kind of want to read My Half Night Stand, my favorite half night stand. They're like introducing me to new lingo, which is funny because they're talking about how they're old, like they're in their 30s, I think. Well, our main character is like 28 or 29, and then the guys are in their 30s. And they're like, we're gonna get into this dating app and we're so old, we need to learn the lingo. And they're like, the lingo they're using, I'm like, what? I've never heard that word before. I've never heard of a half night stand. I had no idea what that was. The other stuff I'd heard of, but that I was like, interesting. It's pretty cute, and I liked The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, which is the first foray into their work that I had. And from what I gather, they have like 2 different types. They have like the fluffier romances, like The Unhoneymooners, and then they have the more like hard-hitting, I guess, what is it, the Blue Moon something. So hopefully I'll like this. I like The Unhoneymooners. I also want to try to read the Honey Don't List, but I don't know when that comes out. I know people have arcs of it right now, but I'm not sure when it like officially gets released, but I'll probably read that because I like their writing. Anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. I don't know what I want to read. I will let y'all know, probably not tonight because it's already pretty late, and yeah, but I will update you guys either later today or tomorrow. Finished 2 books since I checked in with you guys last. Hi, Gotham. So I finished My Favorite Half Night Stand. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was super cute, and I really liked our main character. And then I also finished Dark Matter, and I also gave that 4 out of 5 stars. That book was crazy intense. Like I said before, is about a guy who basically gets injected with a drug, and when he wakes up, he is in like this whole new world, and it's really intense. If you like sci-fi, If you like interdimensional and the idea of different realities existing on the same plane and all of these different things, then you would super like it. The moral of the story is not hidden. He basically beats you over the head with this life is precious and you shouldn't work your life away kind of thing. But I didn't mind it. I don't necessarily need to question my whole life or, you know, draw my own conclusions to like a book. So it was really good. I'm also about 200 pages into Wicked King, which is the second book in the Bulk of the Air. Yes. And it's really good. I really like it. I just got to the point where Cardan and Jude, like, you know, do their thing. And yeah, I'm really into it and I'm really digging it. And I will update y'all once I am done with it because I definitely plan on finishing it very soon. Hey guys, it is Sunday and this is the end of another reading vlog. So, I finished Wicked King. Gave it 4 out of 5 stars. So freaking good. Jude is the single best YA female protagonist I've ever seen. But let's go to the final clip where I wrap up my thoughts for the week. Okay, so let's wrap up what I read this week. So I started the week off with A Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. This really met every expectation that I had. I loved the characters, I loved the plot, I loved everything. I didn't think it was too slow, and I loved the kind of superpowers that our main character had. I was into the romance. I enjoyed the romance kind of later on. I didn't enjoy it quite at first, and I thought our antagonist was my favorite kind of antagonist, which is Morley Gray. Next, I read and finished The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed that our main character, this is an Own Voices story about an autistic girl who hires a male escort to teach her the ropes about sex. I really enjoyed this as someone that is very familiar with autism and the autism spectrum. I think that it was very well represented and I really liked it, and I really liked the relationship. I thought it was very sweet, very tender. I liked that our main character, our male main character, didn't demand to understand our female main character. He just loved her for what she was, and I thought it was very sweet and also very steamy. My favorite, Half Night Stand by Christina Lauren. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. It was a fluffy book, which I'm learning is like kind of Christina Lauren's MO. They write very kind of rom-com-y stories, which is not a bad thing. This was pretty easy to get through, pretty accessible. I enjoyed the romance between our two characters, and I enjoyed our female main character's kind of emotional issues, and I thought her emotional issues made a lot of sense. It wasn't just baloney. I didn't really like the relationship of Reed and the 3 girls that he was kind of balancing in his life, our main character and 2 other characters that he is talking to. I get that he wasn't exclusive with any of them, but it kind of left me in an uneasy feeling. I also understand that our main character didn't accurately voice her feelings and what she was wanting from a relationship with him, so it's not entirely his fault, but I think it was unfair of him to kind of balance all of these women when he knew what he ultimately wanted. Next, I finished Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really trippy. I enjoyed the inclusion of like the multi-dimensions, and I really liked the part at the end where he's kind of interacting with a bunch of different hymns. And even though the science behind it was a little dense, I didn't feel myself getting bored of the story. It was very fast-paced, and Crouch is very heavy-handed with the intent and the moral that he wants you to gain from this story, which I don't entirely mind. I don't always need kind of a loose-ended story where I need to figure out something for myself. I don't always have to have that. While it is nice to be left up to interpretation, I don't mind when authors kind of want to beat their point into your head. I don't mind that all too much. It was really enjoyable. I listened to the audiobook, and I think that really helped me especially when the parts where they're discussing more dense scientific topics that I don't generally understand. I get the general concept, but I think listening to the audiobook made it very accessible and easy to understand. And then the last book that I read was The Wicked King, which is the second book in the Folk of the Air trilogy by Holly Black. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, just like I did The Wicked Cruel Prince. Not Wicked King, Cruel Prince. I realized how much of a badass Jude is, even more so in the first one than the second one, or even more so in the second one than the first one. I think the inclusion of the romance was just enough. I found that I didn't want more, which is very unusual for me. I wanted Jude to get through things herself. I didn't want her to have to be saved by her male hero. And I really liked the little tidbits of romance that we got in there, and that it wasn't the central point. That being said, I hate Jude's entire family, but I am excited to read the third book, Queen of Nothing, because the second one kind of left off on a cliffhanger. So all in all, I'm very happy with both the first and the second book in that series, and I am hoping I like the third one just as much. But that is all of the books that I finished this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like it if you liked it. Comment anything you want down below. Let me know what you read this week. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks.